Hello everyone, welcome back to Drastic Reacts, and I want to look at a few little clips today. I want to go through reactor section of the Danny Jones podcast, where he's talking to this gentleman here. I can't remember his name, to be honest with you, and I just can't believe some of the stuff he's saying to be true. I mean, have a listen, tell me what you think. Let's go.
Now we're getting into my research, necronetics, which is projected consciousness.
Projected consciousness.
Yes.
Did you coin that term, necronetics?
Yes,
okay.
I did. So, in the 1970s, the USSR were performing parapsychological experiments.
Right.
Well, and it's fascinating stuff, but one of their experiments, they took a blank piece of paper, placed it in an envelope, and take the envelope to a person's head, a psychic medium's head. Mm-hmm. They said, okay, we have a series of symbols. We want you, by virtue of projected consciousness and intention, we want you to put these symbols into this envelope, into this paper. Weirdest paper. It was declassified by the CIA in 2002. So it happened. This is crazy stuff. So then the next experiment they ran was they took that piece of paper, put it 20 feet away, go through the same mechanism. We want you to project your intention. By the way, this is occult science. Project your intention and your consciousness out of your body. We want to test its ability, your ability, to change information into matter. So here's what happened. It's another one of those data points that changed my trajectory. My research is there was a difference, a contrast between the first and second experiments. The second experiment, they witnessed what's called a biofield manifest between the individual and the envelope.
My quick little chat here, right? Because straight away he goes in on it with parapsychology, and I mean, we've been led to believe that all of that's a bunch of horse shiznit for years. Like, magic don't exist, like nobody can be psychic, like, I mean, all the stuff that they told us didn't exist, all the way from school all the way up to now, and all of a sudden, and then there's reports coming out that it does exist. So now we know what the gatekeepers have been gatekeeping from us, don't they? Let's have a little bit more of what this fella, and put in the comment section if you can believe this is true or not. Because I'm struggling with this, I really am, I've got to be honest with you. To have it so openly said as if it's a matter of fact, you know? Anyway.
What's a biofield?
A biofield. Think about a translucent electromagnetic field cloud that's visible to the naked eye, and it's slowly moving. By the way, this gets back into orbs. Inside that cloud, they were watching this as these balls of light begin to manifest with that cloud. And it moved across the room, nestled down upon that envelope. Same end result. Here's the thing. One of Dr. Carla Turner's cases, and she's dead now, unfortunately, but she worked on this case study, and I've since worked on it with the family since she's gone. Mm-hmm. But in this particular abduction, if you will, the mother is sleeping on the couch. The son, who I personally know, and his father, they're watching television. Out of the corner of the room, they see it. And we didn't have reference for this, right? We didn't know this was kind of an experiment. They see this translucent cloud of energy begin to move. It's hovering through the room. It goes over there and it descends down upon the sleeping mother. Now, 45 minutes later, she wakes up. She claims to have been abducted by a gray alien, but she was covered from head to toe with symbols.
With symbols?
Symbols, yes.
Symbols.
Now,
what kind of symbols?
We're leading on Theban. It's the best. It's the only symbol. The only symbols that we can find that look the same.
Did he just say Theban? Never heard of it. If you've heard of it, please hook me up. Let me know what it's about in the comment section, please, because I have never heard of Theban before.
Theban?
Theban, yes. Again, we're dealing with sorcery.
Okay.
That's a medieval alphabet, by the way, employed by...
A medieval alphabet.
Yeah. So my theory, one of my theories...
That explains it. I wasn't alive back then.
She had these things all over her.
No way.
Now,
Can you look up the origin of this stuff on, click on that link to tell me what it says about it. Theban alphabet, also known as the witches' alphabet, is the writing system, specifically a substitution cipher of the Latin script that was used by early modern occultists and is popular in the Wicca movement. Okay. 16th century.
the evidence.
Any of you remember the movie The Wicker Man? That was some freaky occult stuff as well, wasn't it? Look, listen, I'm a little bit flabbergasted by all this, I've got to say, because again, I mean, I believe all this stuff anyway. What I'm not saying I don't believe this stuff exists. What I'm saying is they've told us our whole lives, oh no, don't believe in witchery, don't believe in magic, don't believe in telekinesis or, you know, any paranormal stuff. And yet they've been believing in it. They've been actively acting on all that stuff. And now we wonder why they're in power and we just have to sit by and accept what they say. I mean, I'm really struggling with this because, or this is yet another distraction.
Suggests that some of what we're witnessing as orbs is projected consciousness. And that would also make sense as to why it can become anthropomorphic. It's a hand around the neck. Or even with Chris Bledsoe, he was being stalked by somebody that had, he said, what did he say? He said, I was in the forest and I heard the footfall of a man walking behind me. And he turns around and it's just an orb. So a lot of these orbs I believe to be projected consciousness, and I think the USSR and our federal government stumbled over that concept, where you can project your consciousness into another environment, and that person will perceive your consciousness based upon how you intend them to.
Whoa.
Joe McMoneagle, right? Joe McMoneagle, a remote viewer, remote viewed himself into the jail cell of a terrorist. And what the terrorist observed as projected consciousness looked nothing like Joe McMoneagle.
It was an orb.
Yeah? It was a translucent being that floated off the ground.
Holy fuck.
So what we're dealing with is what we're dealing with here is a technology of consciousness to where I could, theoretically project my consciousness into your environment, either by virtue of that biofield, right? I can literally perform a ritual on you by virtue of my projected consciousness, and I could tell you I'm a gray alien, and you'll wake up thinking you're abducted, which is what this individual did, the mother, and the family's there, and they're like, Mom, you didn't leave. You stayed here the whole time. So what I believe, and this is my current position, is that a lot of what we're dealing with in the abduction phenomenon is the end result of projected consciousness of conjurers.
Wow, wow, wow. Think of it like this. So, we've got these orbs. Everyone's seen them. Well, I haven't seen them. I've seen ball lightning. And I saw a UFO back in, it was the 90s. It was in the local newspapers, Crown Way, Kennedy Square. Flew over Kennedy Square, right across over, I think it went over Lillington, all over the fields area. It was in the morning news the next day, over 1,000 people around the local police station. Wonder if anyone remembers that. If you do, write that in the comment section, please. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say now. Yes, that was it. So the orbs, right? When you see these orbs about, that might be someone sat in their bedroom, like, remote viewing. Like, if they can do it, we can do it. It's blowing my mind. This is really blowing my mind. I mean, but I've got to put some research into it. Remember, what you're seeing here is for educational purposes only. It ain't real. It's make-believe, all of that nonsense, So do your own fact-checking, all of that stuff. But I am going to do my own fact-checking on this fellow after this. I'll tell you that now. Let's see what else he's got to say.
And this is exactly what General McCaslin led to in Pila Venda, right? One of the theories being presented.
McCaslin was talking about this?
So he, this is a whole breakdown. So he hubbed out of the Wright-Patt Air Force Base.
For people listening, McCaslin's one of the scientists or top generals that just went missing in the last couple months.
He was one of the advisors to the whole Secret Machines series. By the way,
he was talking to Tom DeLonge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shout to Pierre Levenda, by the way. Huge fan.
Yeah.
But they were working with this concept, right? But their theory was that a ceremonial magician in another dimension, we're in the same framework here, by the way, right? A ceremonial magician in another dimension is projecting the consciousness into this dimension, and we're perceiving it as a UFO or a UAP. So within that intellectual framework,
movement all about then? I hate when people do that because I always think they're saying something else. Listen to this.
Magician in another dimension. We're in the same framework here, by the way, right? A ceremonial magician in another dimension is projecting the consciousness into this dimension, and we're perceiving it as a UFO or a UAP.
Oh, what's that?
So
What was that? Was he saying, no, I'm only talking rubbish? Or was he saying, oh my God? Think of it like this. Like, remember the old stories of Merlin, the magician, and how he used to be able to do all these fabulous things and balls of light. I remember an old picture of him, and he's like, it's like almost like he's controlling this ball of light with his, directing it with his hands in this image. Just imagine if they've been hiding this from us our whole lives, and that what they did after World War II was just did another reset. Hid all the real info. It's like the secret, that ancient knowledge. They're going about the ancient knowledge that the people in the times of Egypt knew about, but the normal people didn't. And am I mixing up with a movie? I don't know, but oh man, I'm going to have a look. I don't know. I'm not going to be doing it myself though, because I am. I've been doing a bit of reading of the Bible, and been doing a bit of research about Jesus. And I think he warned us not to play with the dark arts. So while it sounds absolutely amazing to be able to do all this stuff, me personally, I've already done enough bad things in this life, and I'm trying to do good things from now on. So I won't be testing any of this stuff out. But if you do, be careful. I wouldn't advise you to. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to, and if you do, but please be careful, all of you. Let's finish off this, shall we? I'm rambling again, aren't I?
Within that intellectual framework, by the way, this is going to be, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, is Collins Elite territory.
Didn't somebody just tell us the other day that the Collins leak was fake, or that that was all made up? Somebody just told me that. I don't remember who.
You see what I mean? Look, just because someone tells him something's fake and he can't remember who, well, does that mean it's not fake? No. I mean, are we in the realms of evidence-based facts here, or is this just speculation with nothing behind it? Because if it is, maybe this is the distraction. Maybe this is to make us think that there's so much more than just the earth we're told about that God gave us. Because I'm not being funny. The basics of the Bible are to live a happy life with your family, love all the people you know, do good things. And if our minds are all warped with all manner of other rubbish things, how are we meant to focus on the basic things that we're meant to do in this world? I'm not sure whether this is distractions or what, and I've quite had enough of this one here. I'm going to go on to the next.
He ran to be someone.
What have I done here? Oh, I've messed it up, I think. Yeah. Oh, Dino, what have you done? Back in a sec. Here we go. Got another clip for you. I'm sorry about that. I messed it all up. I'm just going to let these few clips run, and we'll talk about them after. sure what I'm seeing here, like, but looks like the same image again and again, different contrasts. And that. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this.
You are standing inside of a 4-dimensional printer, which is about to print a 4-dimensional hypersphere into your reality. What do you see? First, a tiny, perfectly solid 3-dimensional ball will just pop into existence in front of you, out of thin air. It'll be there for a millisecond, and then, just like that, it vanishes. It has disappeared into an unimaginable 4th dimension. And then instantly, another ball pops in, ever so slightly bigger, and then another. They're popping in and out, growing and growing, until the process starts to reverse and they start shrinking. All of these 3-dimensional balls, they are stacking together in a direction that you can't point to build a shape that you cannot imagine. But that isn't even the weirdest part. If you think about shadows, okay, if you shine a torch on a 3-dimensional ball, it casts a 2-dimensional shadow across the floor. It's a flat, dark circle. Shadow is always...
Oh, but I look boring the life out of me.
Oh, que porra é essa? Oh, que porra é essa?
Well, how do we know this isn't just someone projecting their conscious then, if that's the case? Or 3 people? Not stars, are they? Oh, that one. Not much there really, was there? A few lights in the sky. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. On it. I'm just hovering there, the lights. Is that it or what? Check out there.
Visually, it is perhaps the most spectacular UFO footage ever shot. Experts we called on to analyze it are intrigued. As incredible as it sounds,
I'm going to let it play in case some of you haven't seen this. I have seen it. It comes from an old, what's his name? Guy from Star Trek does the narrating on it. Have a quick look.
It appears to be a real flying saucer caught on tape.
I got it on film here. I'm zoomed into it.
It was shot by a young man who was attending an outdoor arts festival in Nevada last September. Speaking for the first time.
Sure, that's fake, actually. Just remembered. New blast from the past. There's another old one. What is that's an egg? Look at this one. Whoa! Well, that was a 408 incidents involving military aircraft. 5 most shocking encounters revealed in the UFO. Oh, yeah,
For decades, government said there was nothing to see. No aliens.
I got this off the US government's what do you call it? They've released all the UFO files. They've actually got a website where you can go and look at them all yourself. So pop over there. I can't remember what it is, man. Department of War / UFO files, I think. Something like that. You Google it, you'll get it. But there's some good stuff on there. I'm going to go and have a look again later and see if I can get any more videos and that. But anyway, for now, tell me what you think.
No cover-ups, just swamp gas and weather balloons. Then, on May 8, 2026, the Pentagon dropped 162 classified files onto a public website and said, "Have fun, decide for yourselves." Those are Trump's actual words. And what's inside those files? 5 cases that nobody, not the military, not NASA, not the intelligence community, can explain. This release was ordered by President Trump back in February under something called Pursue, the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP encounters. The files cover incidents from Iraq, Syria, the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, Greece, the Indo-Pacific, and even the surface of the moon. Over 400 incidents, spanning 80 years. And this is only the first batch. More tranches are coming every few weeks. Here are the 5 that stopped analysts cold. Case 1, the Tic Tac, 2004, off the coast of San Diego. Navy pilots on a training exercise encounter a smooth, white, oblong object. No wings, no exhaust, no visible propulsion. It moves in ways that defy every known aircraft capability. Instant acceleration, hovering, dropping from 80,000 feet to sea level in seconds. The pilots called it the Tic Tac. It's now one of the most studied UAP cases in U.S. military history, and after 22 years, the files confirm still no explanation. Case 2, December 1972, the Moon. An Apollo 17 photograph taken 384,000 kilometers from Earth shows 3 bright dots in a perfect triangular formation, hovering in the lunar sky. The Pentagon now confirms this photo has been newly reviewed by the U.S. government and NASA. Their conclusion? Quote, "New preliminary analysis suggests the image feature is potentially the result of a physical object in the scene. A physical object in space near the moon in 1972 that they cannot identify." Case 3, the Greece 90-degree turns. 2023, over the Mediterranean. A U.S. military infrared camera locks on to an unidentified object flying at approximately 80 miles per hour. Then it makes a perfect 90-degree turn, then another, at 80 miles per hour. At that speed, a 90-degree turn would generate G-forces that would kill any human pilot and structurally destroy any known aircraft. The report accompanying the declassified video has no conclusion, just a description and a question mark. Case 4, the triangular metallic object. Recent, 25,000 feet, Mediterranean airspace. A military pilot files a formal report describing a triangular and metallic UAP observed during flight. The object was tracked, documented, and submitted through official military channels. It joins a pattern that analysts have flagged across multiple incidents: triangular formations, metallic surfaces, no identifiable propulsion. A second image from the files shows what an eyewitness described as a bronze ellipsoid object, roughly 130 to 195 feet long, that appeared to materialize out of a bright light in the sky, and then vanish. Case 5. The astronaut reports. Apollo 11, Apollo 12.
I don't want to get into the astronaut reports because we know most of them, right? I do want to talk about the... I want to ask you all what you think of these UFO files being dropped by the US government. And I want to know also, why hasn't the UK government done that? Because we've got our files. Nick Pope, remember, he worked there. He said there's thousands and thousands, there's boxes and boxes of them. But why ain't our government releasing them? And I don't know, I'm in two minds, right? Because why would they, after all this 70 years of, even longer, of secrecy, so they can keep on top of the tech, what would they tell us now? And I don't believe that just a few politicians in America have suddenly pushed to give it to the world. They ain't them kind of people. They're gatekeepers. You know what I mean? They don't share secrets. They keep them. I don't know, man. Get to the next.
Whoa, what do we have here? Look at this shit, guys. And there's something flying like alongside of it to the right. You see that? Sorry for the shaky camera, guys. Sorry about that. There's a satellite. Two satellites. Alright, back to the main object. Whoa, 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 guys, do you see that? It looks like there's something that came out of it. It's very faint. Do you see it? Oh, shit, now it started strobing. Do y'all see that, though? It's like to the upper right of the other object, the little object. Look at that. What the hell is that?
That's turning.
What the hell is that, man? That's not a freaking plane. What the hell is that? There's no sound. Stupid bug. Whoa, did y'all see that? The other object just lit up. The smaller object that came out of it. Look at that. Stupid trees, man. And it started strobing again. Look at that, man. Whoa, what the fuck, dude? It disappeared. Are y'all seeing this? What in the hell is that? Whoa, what do we have here? Look at this shit, guys. And there's something flying like alongside of it to the right. You see that? Sorry for the shaky camera, guys. Sorry about that. There's a satellite. Two satellites. Alright, back to the main object. Whoa, 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 guys, do you see that? It looks like there's something that came out of it. It's very faint. Do you see it? Oh shit, now it started strobing.
UFOs?
I will not have any foul language on this channel.
UFO.
UFOs, UFOs.
The UFOs.
UFOs.
I have the booster on my side as a brilliant body of the sun against the white background with billions of particles around it.
For decades, the subject of UFOs existed almost entirely on the fringes of public disclosure. The topic was associated.
All right, we know that. What is all of that? What? What would that be?
Are they lanterns?
What is? What?
Oh my gosh, I got goosebumps.
Got a clue what that is.
That's right.
Never seen anything like it.
Economy Zone owner and CEO Tim Hoover.
Apologise if any of this is
Information Network has been the source of leaders, farmers, and ranchers.
I must start by saying here, I must interject here. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary every day with some new words, and I've not really used interject, so I threw that in there. But yeah, I've got to apologise for the way my setup is at the minute. I'm just trying to grasp how OBS works, and I can't. I think the term for it. Put it this way, I can't size my screens properly on OBS for some reason. I could on my other laptop, but on this Apple Mac I got, the way that OBS sizes its screens, what's the word I'm looking for? Transform? Anyway, I just can't get to have like 50% of the screen me and 50% of the being the videos, or even like the quarter. Anyway, I'm struggling with all of that. So, and I'm having to go between OBS. No, I'm having to go between QuickTime Player and VLC. See which ones are best. So, over the next few videos, you can give me your comments anyway. I don't care if they're bad. Get them in there, because criticism, I need criticisms as well. As long as it's constructive, please put it in. All right? And if you've got any advice on how to set this OBS up on a Mac, please let me know. I've been going through, I've used AI to try and do it. I've gone through YouTube videos. For some reason, mine just won't do it. Typical. Anyways, back to the video. That could be a plane. Yeah, you can hear it.
What is that? Hey, seriously.
It's a drone.
Oh, that's the end of me clips, look. Oh, never mind. Never mind. All right then, people. I'm going to go and find some more clips. Do another one of these tomorrow. I've got to do another episode for me, for my other channel, Drastic, in a minute. This is, obviously, Drastic Reacts. Like I say, if you've got any advice, criticisms, put it in the comment section, please. As long as it's constructive, I don't mind any of it. In fact, Say whatever you want as long as you put it in the comment section, because apparently no matter what you say, it's good for me. I can't see how that'd be the case if it's all negative stuff, but I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. But I'm gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the clips. I'll go and find some more for you. This is Dino, Drastic. I'm out. Ciao, bells. God bless you. Oh, I want to finish with a little serenity prayer, right? Because penny dropped on what I think the serenity prayer actually is. It's a prayer for discernment. I'm sure it is. So God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, have the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'm sure that's me asking for discernment, because it's what I ask for when I pray nowadays, is discernment. So anyway, I'm rambling again. I'm off. Ciao.